The movies are ours, brothers, if you can count. Movies used to be good. They used to be great because it's all our theater. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Welcome to 24K Movies, TV shows, and reviews, ladies and gentlemen. And boy, do I have a review for you today. I'm talking about that 1979 classic, The Warriors. Oh yes, we're gonna go there. The Warriors. That's right. See if I can make that a little bit bigger for y'all so y'all can see that. Okay, there we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. All right. All right, ladies and jelly spoons. You might be asking why the Batman is here, why all the bravado. Well, because ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, every once in a while a movie comes along that defines a time period, a genre, and just a whole lot of magic. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're talking about that 1979 classic, The Warriors. And if you have not seen it, you have missed out on a whole world of magic, fun, and delight. So I want you guys to sit back, relax, with your favorite bag of snacks, and get ready for this movie review tracks. Our reviews are not paid for, not sponsored from me directly to you. We pull no punches, pun intended. We let you know if it's trash, if it's down, if it's up, we let you know. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to give you a trailer, and then I'm going to bring it right back. And we're going to unpack it for you. Because this is 24K. And this is what I do. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Let's do the trailer. Let's do the trailer.
These are the armies of the night.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
The Furies. The Boppers. The Hi-Hats. The Lizzies. The Turnbull ACs. The Gramercy Riffs. And these are the Warriors.
We know about the Warriors. They're a heavy outfit.
They're from Coney Island.
Warriors? You guys are the big dudes, huh?
Now they're in the Bronx,
We're going back.
27 miles behind enemy lines.
It's the only choice we got.
Between them and safety stand 20,000 cops and 100,000 sworn enemies.
I want them all. I want all the warriors.
They've got one way out. They've got one chance. They've got one night. The Warriors.
All right, ladies and jelly spoons, welcome back. That was the trailer to The Warriors. If you do not know what this movie is, do me a favor, go check it out. Find it on stream, download. Definitely, you do not want to miss this movie opportunity. This movie is, got stuff all in my glasses. This movie is a different time period So you're going to hear and see some things that today might be a little bit overstimulated for the modern genre of moviegoers. But if you're into action, if you're into a good story, if you're into good versus evil and overcoming literally a baseball team, I don't know if you guys have credible fears, but let me step you into something. Picture you walking alone at night. You turn a corner and there's a baseball team, an entire baseball team gang waiting to beat the living hell out you. They got bats, they got knives, you know what I'm saying, sharp sticks, and they are looking to take you out. That is just one intense situation in this movie. And the funny part is, you would think the baseball team with baseball bats, full baseball garb, painted faces would be the most terrifying people in this movie. Turns out, no. It's a group of guys on roller skates wearing suspenders and striped shirts. I kid you not. This movie, though I don't want to glorify gang culture in any way, we've all had past, we've all gone through some things, but on the same token, in the 70s, 60s, and 80s, gangs were a very big thing. Even to the point where some real gang members were actually used on the set of this movie. I believe some of the Turnbro ACs and some of the other gangs were actually real live gang members. So to do a story about gang members and gang culture in New York during this time period was probably very dangerous, but exposed the world to a jungle, an urban jungle out there, and how people have to survive by depending off of each other. Now, some of the gangs in the movie, I'm not going to say are good, but they are positive, while others are negative. And it goes to show you that there is pretty much no great outcome to being in that environment, unfortunately. You either get bopped, you either get arrested, you either get caught out there by yourself with a rival gang and they take care of you, or you 10 toes down, you stand on business. But there ain't no old gangsters. There ain't no retirement home for gangsters. There are OGs, but sooner or later, you gotta get out. You gotta get out that life. This movie inspired not just a comic, but a video game franchise on Xbox, PlayStation. I think it might even be on the GameCube or the Wii. And we're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna take a look at that too. But let's just talk about the movie. Let's start with the movie. The movie starts as the Warriors are going to this big meeting up, where all the delegates of all the gangs in the entire city are meeting to discuss possibly a parlay so that they can all come together and own the city. During this meeting, which I'm going to tell you, the intro to this movie is probably one of the best I've ever seen in my life. I'm probably going to get gigged for it. Let me see if I can't show you just a little bit of the beginning. Maybe like 5-10 seconds. I know I'm going to get gigged for this, but I want to show you what I'm talking about. So hold on one second. All right, so I'm not going to play the music, but this is part of the beginning, like I was talking about, where they're all getting together to go to this big meeting up. And look at some of these intricate gangs. Like, I love this so much. I'm not going to play the song, but the song actually goes perfectly with what's going on. I don't know if you guys ever had a chance to see this. I might put I'm gonna put a little bit of the song. All right, I'm gonna get gig for this, but y'all ready? You ready? You ready? All right, here we go. You ready?
In there with nothing. We're going in there like everybody else. 9 guys, no weapons.
Now, did I tell you or did I not tell you? And that's just a small, tiny piece of what goes on in this movie. Now, one of my favorite scenes, which is why y'all wondering why I have this. You're wondering why I have this. You're wondering why the Batman is here. I'm going to show you a quick scene in the movie, which is one of my favorite parts. Remember I described that hypothetical in the beginning, like what if you were walking down a dark street and you turned the corner and it was just a whole baseball team with painted faces and baseball bats literally waiting to beat the living hell out of you, just out of the park, face, nose piece, everything. Like, I'm gonna show you just a little bit. Just wait right there. I'm gonna, pun intended, knock this one out of the park. Hold on. Yeah.
Maybe we better take off.
Yeah, right.
This is awesome. This is awesome movie television right here. This is awesome TV.
Did we lose these fucking comms or what? Look.
Holy shit.
Yo, I cannot stress enough the severity of you being chased by an entire baseball team down the streets of New York at night. An entire baseball team, painted faces like the Crow. And they even running with the bats like this in their shoulders. Like they're running like full speed after you. It's a baseball team. It is a baseball team coming after you. Bro, now remember, you're not just fighting them. Every gang in the city think you shot Cyrus. Because at the beginning of the movie, when all the gangs met at like a parlay, the head of the biggest gang in the city, the Gramercy Riffs, Cyrus, was shot by a stupid guy for no other reason than he just likes doing that. And he even says it. When they asked him at the end, why'd you shoot Cyrus? He says, no reason. I just like doing things like that. He got his comeuppance in the end. He did get his comeuppance in the end. But the entire movie is literally this group from Coney, known as the Warriors, bopping and fighting their way all the way from where the meeting was, I believe, in the Bronx, all the way down to Coney Island. And it's probably one of the greatest premises in a movie. It's simple, it's easy, it's quick to understand. You don't have to be a scientist. It's pure action, violence, excitement, and a great story. Very few stories can you trim the fat of them and then they're not a movie anymore. There's really nothing you can trim off of this movie. And then if you get the special edition that came out later, they do like these little comic book panels from scene to scene where everything turns into a comic book on the pages, and then it changes. Let me see if I can show you. Hold on one second.
Over 2 millenniums ago, an army of Greek soldiers found themselves isolated in the middle of the Persian Empire. 1,000 miles from safety, 1,000 miles from the sea, 1,000 miles with enemies on all sides. Theirs was a story of a desperate forced march. Theirs was a story of courage. This, too, is a story of courage.
So like I said, this movie has so much to offer in spades. Like, the first time I saw this movie, I know it's showing my age, but the first time I saw this movie, I was instantly hooked on it. Even before it was known as a cult classic, even before it caught on to culture, even before people started looking at this thing and re-examining it as a masterpiece and a work of art, the first time I saw it, I was instantly hooked. It wasn't the violence, it was the story. Everything about this was intriguing, because if you grew up in urban areas, whether you call it the hood, barrio, this is culture, this is life. A lot of people could relate to these people. Pretty much no matter what walk of life you was in this movie, there was a character you can relate to. Whether it was Mercy, Swan, War Chief, Rembrandt, Cochise, there was characters that you could literally just relate to. And as they fight and struggle their way back against insurmountable odds, you feel like you go on that journey along with them. And by the end, their victory is your victory. Very few movies have been able to master this concept. This movie does it absolutely brilliantly, and I love it for it. It's the better movie, it's the better experience, and even to this day, if I catch it, I'll watch it on TV, or I'll just pull it out, pop the DVD in, or Blu-ray, and watch it. I have it digitally too, so that I can watch it in all its digital beauty. And I put this on earlier, and I wanted to just have it in the background while I was multitasking and doing other jobs, but I ended up watching the entire movie like I always do, and I realized it has such appeal that it makes you want to watch it. And very few movies are able to do that. So what would I give this movie here in the Game Dojo? This is platinum. This is double platinum. This is the highest rating we could give it here in the Game Dojo. A lot of people say, well, it's not a perfect movie. It is for its time period. You're talking about 1979. This movie could not be made today with its subject matter. This movie could not be pulled off today with what it accomplishes. But in the time of 1979 and 80s and 90s, this was 100% a win for the movie community. A lot of people even think that this... you know how many people I talk to about The Warriors and they don't even know this movie exists? But this is me putting you on. So if you didn't know about the Warriors, now you know about the Warriors. Who are the Warriors? Where are my sunglasses at? Hold on. I gotta do like the riffs do. I broke out the sunglasses just for y'all. These are my my Ferrari sunglasses. I broke them out just for y'all. Who are the Warriors? I want them all. Alive, if possible. If not, wasted. But I want them all. Send the word. So cool. The Gramercy riffs, so cool. I'm also going to say, besides the guys in the roller skates, which is funny because you wouldn't think a group of guys in suspenders and striped shirts and roller skates sounds dangerous, but they are. They're one of the most dangerous gangs in this movie, next to the Turnbull ACs and of course the Gramercy Riffs, which is the main gang, the biggest gang in the city. Now, it's funny because at the beginning of the movie, when you meet the Gramercy Riffs after Cyrus is shot, you go to their hideout, to where they are, their base of operations, and you see all the delegate like captains and different ranks standing in front of their squads and groups, and they all got like different color bathrobes and different colored tops. It's just cool. It's cool as hell. And my boy, the main dude, he got the sunglasses. He just cool as hell. Just cool as hell. But I am going to say, at the end of the movie, when the gang that shot Cyrus catches up with the Warriors on their home turf, they're cowards. They bring a gun. They just want to cower out. But by this time, the Gramercy Riffs have found out who really shot Cyrus and that it wasn't the Warriors. So when the cowardice, and I know y'all talking about the coward guy that I'm talking about, he's the same ooh la la guy that Arnold drops in Commando. Remember how Arnold's holding him by one leg and drops him and he says ooh la la? Yeah, that guy is the main bad guy from the gang that shot Cyrus. But like I'm getting away from myself. The scariest part is after Swan throws the knife into his hand when he's trying to pew him. He throws the knife into his hand. Perfect precision aiming. I always wondered though, because the gun goes off in the general direction of the Warriors, did they bullet dodge? Because like nobody was hit from our viewpoint and standpoint, and from them playing in the water later on, nobody got pewed. But he had them dead bang, and he's like 5-10 feet away from him. So when he's got the pew and Swan steps to the side and throws the knife, okay, it goes into his arm and the gun goes off. Swan is out of the way, but the rest of the Warriors are standing behind him, and nobody flinches or dodges, or nobody does the Matrix move. You know what I'm saying? You ain't see no bullet time. Nobody did none of the Matrix moves. They was all just standing there. So I always wondered, how did the bullet miss all of them? It could have been a lot of things, but they didn't go into, explaining it. That's the only takeaway I have from this movie is, what I'm saying, they were like 5 to 10 feet. He had him dead bang. It went off, even though Swan caught him in the arm with the knife, but nobody got hit. And it always kind of perplexed me. But other than that, great scene. But the point I'm getting to is they hear riffs, and it's my man with the sunglasses. Riffs. I don't know if you've ever been afraid in your life, but looking to the right and seeing about 80 black dudes all dressed in black with pipes, bottles, nunchucks, razors, guns, broken bottles, sharp sticks, is a scary feeling, because it's 80 of them. I don't care how great you are of a fighter, you're gonna be overwhelmed by these type of numbers in a situation like that. So when they show up and they're like, yeah, and you just look and see a sea of black shirts, black pants, black hats, black dudes with black stacks with big backs and big backs. Like it's a scary feeling. But when they show up, Swan looks at him, no fear. Now remember, it's 80 dudes with knives, bottles, guns, every type of weapon you ever seen in a Jackie Chan movie in the 80s and 90s. And he looks at the main riff and goes, "You still looking for us?" Cool as hell. Swan, cool as hell, bruh. Cool as hell. No fear. If they were going to get wasted, he's to the point now where he's just like, all right, they're going to waste us. They got us dead bang. I see the ocean. We home. If we going to die, I'd rather die at home. But no fear. He just looks at him. He's looking for us. And then in the perhaps best line in the world, the main riff, I got to do it. He turns to Swan and looks at him and says, "Nah. We found who we looking for." And then my boy from Ooh La La, "No, it wasn't us, it was them. The Warriors did it." And then you got my cool ass dude from the Gramercy Riffs, the leader. "You Warriors are good. Real good." Then you got Swan with that cool, the best. "Everything else is ours." And then he moves his hand and passes it back, and the entire group of 80 dudes parts like the Red Sea, letting Swan and his warriors walk out as they surround that gang. And they don't show us what happens, they leave it to your imagination. But I imagine with what they did, what they put people through, that they pretty much are no longer existing. Period. Like, you wouldn't even find their pocket lint. So I'm pretty sure the Gramercy Riffs took over their territory, everything in it, and them. I don't think they were ever seen again. The movie ends on a somber note as Lynn Thigpen from Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, or from Lean on Me. She's the voice moderator on the radio in here, which is sending out songs to the local gang. So whatever song she plays, you're supposed to listen to the radio and get the message. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. She kept putting on songs the entire movie to let the gangs know about what's going on with the Warriors, which is, it's clever. It's very clever. And I can believe it actually happened like this for real, because the way the hidden message is, if you weren't paying attention, it would go out under your radar. But if you had like your ear to the streets and you was about that life, you would get it and understand it. So she says at the end, turns out we were all wrong, boppers. Sometimes it bees that way. I guess only thing I can do is play you a song. And they play this rad song at the end of the movie as they're walking along the beach. Swan and Mercy and the rest of them are playing in the waters. Now the sad part is they lost a lot of warriors during this movie. You had the one who was taken out by the police officer who threw him onto the train tracks. You got whatchamacallit, James Remar, who I would love to have seen him to the end, but he's one of them hotheads that his temper got the best of him, and though he was a strong fighter and warrior, he was taken out by his weakness, women, and he ends up getting caught by the cops. He doesn't make it as well. Rembrandt, through this movie, he's a very soft character. You get to meet him a lot in the game when you play the Warriors, because you're playing someone who's being initiated in to the warrior gangs. Let me see if I can show you just a little bit of it so that you understand how deep, and the game did a great service to this movie. It didn't follow the storyline verbatim. It gave you more content, and it sussed out the entire plot so that you understand going to this big meeting. And it's funny how you join the group. They teach you how to bop, how to fight. There's some mechanics that are, like I said, wouldn't be allowed today. Getting your health up by doing cocaine. It is what it is. Smash and grabs, breaking in robberies, getting your money up. It's gang life. It's you about that life. But the gang does it. The game does it very well, and I would say it's a ode to this movie. It's a big ode to this movie, because I would have to say a fan of the movie had to be involved with the game. With the level of detail, I would say they have to have some form of fandom involved in the game. So let me see if I can boot it up for you real quick. I'll probably do Xbox, original Xbox, so you guys can see that. Hold on, stay right there, don't move. The exact intro to the movie is the game's intro. I know. Awesome. We're going to skip through though so you guys can see it. See the train coming in. Now this isn't the actual scene from the movie. This is the actual generated game. I know.
It's still on, and we're going. Cyrus sent an emissary this afternoon to make sure. Now, Cyrus don't want anybody packed, and he don't want anybody flexing any muscle. So I gave him my word that the Warriors would uphold the truce. Now, everybody says that Cyrus is the one and only. I think we better go have a look for ourselves.
Verbatim. Do you see this? Verbatim. 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 Although this song is probably going to get us
Going in there
gigged.
with nothing. We're going in there like everyone else. 9 guys, no weapon.
I had to stop it because of the music. But yeah. So I swapped from Xbox to PlayStation because my Xbox, for some reason, the disc was dirty. But I have it for multi-platforms. So I jumped to the PlayStation 2. See, we don't play that. Difficulties is sucker, bopper, and hardcore. I know. If you are a fan of the movie, the game just brings you closer together with the subject matter. Completely awesome. They even have the Cyrus scene, see? There goes Swan. Dude, they did a great job with this game.
Can you count, suckers?
The future is
I
ours.
say the future is ours.
If you can count.
If you can count. We've got the Saracen sitting next to the Jones Street boys. We've got the Moon Runners
Right next
by the
Van Cortlandt Rangers. Nobody is wasting nobody.
You're standing right now with 9 delegates from 100 gangs. And there's over 100 more. 60,000 soldiers. Now the rate for 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I love this, man. And this is PlayStation 2. I can't explain to you how movie accurate this actual scene is. Now you gotta remember when this game was made, when this stuff came out. This is awesome. I love it when a movie inspires a game and a game inspires a movie, but it's done correctly.
What's up, War Chief? Let's get going. We gotta meet up with the new blood. He's waiting for us in the alley. All right, let's go.
So, ladies and jelly spoons, I was glad to give you just a little bit of more content based off of this great, wonderful movie. This is definitely one of my favorite diamonds that I can go back to and watch anytime and every time I just want to jump into something. I do like that this movie was multi-messaged toward a lot of different facets in the community. From no matter what walk of life you're in, you can watch it and it resonates with you on a certain level. A very urban movie, a very hood movie, a very realistic movie in so many ways. Nothing's too overtly violent. I mean, things happen, people get, what's the new terminology? Unalived. But it's nothing overtly slasher or horrific. It's realistic violence, I would say. But at the heart of the movie, it's a story of triumph over adversity at all insurmountable odds. And I love that. No different from like a Rocky story, him coming up and overtaking, you know, Apollo Creed, a nobody becoming a somebody over insurmountable odds. That's a great underdog story. This is a great underdog story. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for joining me here at 24K Movies TV Show Reviews for The Warriors. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I'm telling you guys, you need to see it. Because I'm telling you, this movie is a whole movement. It's a whole feeling. It's a whole different story. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? The Warriors. Go be one. I'll see you next time from the Game Dojo.